Did you wonder seeing the title Compounding and Cricket and how it works? Well, welcome to subramani.com. Please click on the bell icon and subscribe. I would love to see my subscription numbers going up at least 10 times to the current figure. And that would still be less than what I have on my blog. Okay, sorry, coming back to the topic. If you have been a follower of cricket, you would know that cricket was discovered or whatever by the British, right? So the Brits ruled us over till 1947. So till 1947 we played under the British, right? So you had senior Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi, which is for the younger generation, Saif Ali Khan's grandfather, who played for England, right? The Saif's father played in England, but he played under the Indian flag, and he captained the Indian team also. And that's the history of our cricket. So earlier it was only the Nawabs and kings who played, which means they were not very keen to win and all. Victory was not something which they thought. But they would win by doing very funny things like getting the English team over in the evening and getting them drunk so that next day they could win. So it's not really cricket that they played. They were more having fun, and that's how cricket was. So in the 1950s, we had absolutely no chance of winning in England or Australia. There was just no question of our winning. Occasionally, we would play one good game where then Vinu Mankad would take wickets in the 50s, 60s, and that would be all. Some worthy mention, somebody would hit a century or things like that, and Ranjit Singh ji had very good late cuts. Some of those would get a mention, but we were not really a team. So we became a team sometime in the 60s and then sometime in the 70s. Early 70s, 1971, we won two matches, one in West Indies and one in England. I will not call it a fluke, but it was a tremendous amount of luck and pluck. And you were, of course, none of us were around. None of you must have been around to see what happened. I don't remember what happened, but I can still see pictures. And a BST bus was arranged in Mumbai. The people were standing at the top, and cricketers were taken in a procession from the airport to Shivaji Park or someplace. I don't remember. That was 1971. In the 70s, we played games. We would win one match here, one match there, but our performance was not too great. Not a great team. There was no great leadership. The guys would just not listen to one person. We did not have a coach, but it was all were more of hobbies. So the great cricketer of that time, Sunil Gavaskar, needed a full-time job in Nirlaun, if I remember right, to support himself. Cricket was not paying enough. So earlier generation found it as a hobby. This generation found some money, but I don't think there was too much money. There was not enough money in cricket even as late as 1983 when India won the World Cup. Yes, the BCCI woke up and said, oh, these are the guys who are making money for us, so we should pay them better. So something like that happened all over the world. Cricketers were not being paid well by their boards, but suddenly cricketers started demanding a better price and they started getting paid well. We were still struggling as a team. It was in 1983 when Kapil Dev, the only guy who believed that we could win, took India to a victory. It was a great victory. I do not know how much of it was planned, because when India started the tournament in 1983, we had no chance of winning, or that's what the world thought. A few people thought that we would win. 1985-86, we were slightly better prepared at the Benson and Hedges in Australia, which was led by Sunil Gavaskar, and which again we won. There we started off not as favorites, but halfway through we suddenly became favorites and we dominated the whole thing. Unlike 1983, where we didn't dominate, we just slowly inched our way, luck and pluck, one match against Zimbabwe, things like that, and yeah, we reached and we won. then started the process of team building, fielding, etc. What am I trying to say? I am trying to say today the team that you watch under Virat Kohli is at least 70 years of compounding. Compounding means you learn from the mistakes of the past and build on that. That's the compounding. Mountains, rivers, everything is compounding. Remember, the human race is 100,000 years old, maybe 150,000 years old, definitely not more than that. And the earth is 4.5 billion years old. Let me repeat, 4.5 billion years old. So your mountain, your rivers, everything is a matter of compounding, right? So whether it is so Virat Kohli is compounding on what Dhoni left for him. Now take an example in families. So a Kumar Mangalam Birla is compounding the wealth process started by G.D. Birla or somebody even senior to him, right? So 4 or 5 generations of compounding. Take my own case. My father's father, my grandfather was the chief accountant at BMC. So he was not exactly a poor man, not exactly a rich man, but a man who was self-sufficient. He never needed money from his children, and that is quite rare for that generation which was born in the previous century. He was born in he was born 1880, 1897, right? So you're talking of people born in that generation, not needing any support from so much, which meant my father started off on zero, not exactly. He didn't have to dip into his own income to support his parents. He just didn't have to. An occasional meal here, there, or a trip here or there, that's about it, but there was absolutely no need for him to support him. So my father started off on zero, definitely not on negative like many people born in the 1920s would have done. So my father didn't have to do that. Take my case. My father's portfolio was well managed, and therefore the money that my father left for us, or what my mother will leave for us, should completely take care of the retirement for me and my sister. So we come with a huge head start. That's the kind of portfolio available to us, and then we have to just build on that. So it is years of compounding which you see, which creates wealth. It is intergenerational, it is interdecadal, intergenerational that it happens. Multi-decadal, multi-generational that happens. So even generations which have inherited money may not be spending enough of it, or so therefore more gets accumulated, and the kids after that will just start off with almost everything on day one, including a stream of income. Now that is not something which we all started off with, right? So we had to create our secondary stream of income. We had a primary stream of income, but we had to create the secondary stream of income. But my daughter would start with a stream of income, right? So which means her primary stream of income will be there, and she'll have a very significant secondary stream of income. That's what compounding does in terms of wealth. Now, Virat Kohli did not have to do anything which a Dhoni had not already done. Dhoni had done a lot of stuff. Virat had to just build on that. It is much easier to build on that. Now, Sourav Ganguly had to build on something which Kapil Dev had done. I am not talking of the less significant captains in between, but Rahul Dravid and Sourav Ganguly got a lot of chance to just mold on things which were already there, right? Kapil Dev would have been a good captain, but he did not make a great captain simply because he's too talented. Extremely talented people don't make good captain, but I'm getting into cricket, sorry. So every team builds on the previous team. So today, when India gets into a World Cup or any other match, India starts off as a favorite. Now this was not happening in the 1950s. You did not even know how to play cricket. You didn't know how to hold a bat, but today you have a professional team, you're in the top 2-3 teams, maybe only 8 countries in the world play cricket, but still you are a world leader, right? So it's got years of compounding, you built it and you built on it well. The BCC has been well managed, otherwise we would have just gone to the dogs. In hockey we did not build, we are not seen as a threat in hockey to any part of the world. Technology changed, you were not part of that, so In hockey, you are not in that position, but in cricket, you are, right? And that has happened because of compounding. Each captain building on what the previous captain had done means the captain after Virat Kohli will have very little to do. Of course, he will do more psychology and things like that, which in the 1950s and 60s was unheard of. You did not have a dietitian, nutrition expert, a physiotherapist, a psychological doctor. You didn't have all these kind of things, but today you have all that, all these kinds of aids which are available. So going forward, there may be something even better. So the captain's role keeps changing, but that compounding effect is very clearly visible even in a game like cricket. Thank you.